Well, if we look at the blue line, it seems like it's close to failing. It's too close to two of the points. If we were to perturbate it minimally, it would misclassify one or more points. The yellow line, though, seems to be nicely spaced, and as far as it can from all the points. So it seems like the best line is the yellow line. Therefore, if you said the yellow line, we agree. And now the question is, how do we find this yellow line? Well, before finding the yellow line, let's actually find a measure that tells us that the yellow line is better. So the first observation is that these points far away from the boundary didn't matter much to our decision. So let's forget about them and only consider the points close to the boundary. Actually, what we really have to focus is the distances from the points to the two lines. And what tells us that the yellow line is better? Well, the yellow line is better because somehow it's farther from the points than the blue line. So we can just look at these four distances and notice that the smallest of those four distances is our measure of how close the line is to the points. This means that what we have to consider then is the minimum of the four distances. That's our measure of how close the line is to the points. We'll call this measure the distance. So we conclude that the yellow line is better because the minimum of all these distances is larger for the yellow line than for the blue line. So this is the function we need to work with, the minimum of the four distances. And our goal is to make that minimum as large as possible. In other words, we need to maximize the distance. And how do we maximize this distance? You guessed it, with gradient descent. There are also other methods we can use, which we will learn during the class. This method is called a support vector machine. The word support comes from the fact that the points close to the boundary are called a support.